On week 27, we have a math quiz. You have a math quiz during this week. So I didn't want to start a new lesson. I wanted to practice with you as much as we can exercises on our lecture 6 lesson, which was parallel straight lines 1 and 2. As I said before, this lesson is really a very important lesson. I sent this week a worksheet. Please, who haven't solved the worksheet till now, you have today to solve it, because tomorrow and after tomorrow, we will be solving the worksheet together on Zoom. So please, don't come to the Zoom session if you haven't solved the worksheet. I will be asking all of you tomorrow questions about the exercises you have in the worksheet. Anyone I asked and will not know how to answer, then he or she didn't solve the worksheet. This is what I will say. Please, the exercises in the worksheet should be solved today for tomorrow to be solved together. And on Friday, if you have solved the worksheet, okay, thank you, because some of you have solved the worksheet yesterday. So because on Friday in the quiz, you will be having questions in the quiz similar to the questions in the worksheet, okay? Now,
Yes, Anna, I solved half of the worksheet. Are we supposed to solve it all or just half of it?
not half, of course not half. You should solve all the worksheet. I didn't say solve half the worksheet. The worksheet should all be solved, not half, okay?
When is the deadline?
Naam.
When's the deadline?
Today. It should be completed today, because tomorrow we will start the worksheet together on Zoom, okay? So solve it today.
Miss, we send it to you.
After solving it, yes, send it to me. Okay?
Miss?
Who attended the session while I was talking? I think I have Selena Bawab, Hussein, Watfa, and Leia Daykh. Any other attended while I was talking? No, of course. Okay. So let us quickly go over the lecture that we did last week, because we have so many important information in this lecture. We will go over them again today, and tomorrow we start solving the worksheet on Zoom together. Please, I want Leia Daykh. Yes, Leia Daykh. Leia Daykh.
Yes, yes.
Please read the definition of parallel lines.
Lines that do not intersect and always have the same distance. Illustration.
We have two straight lines, L and M, parallel to each other. We write them, this is the notation, or this is the form how we write parallel lines, or how we express parallel lines. We write the first line parallel, and we write the name of the second line. So this is red. Line L is parallel to line M, or line AB is parallel to line CD. Thank you, Leia. I move now to Fatima. Yes, Fatima.
Yeah. From a given point, not on a straight line.
Please raise your voice. Parallel lines properties. Please read the property number 1.
From a given point, not on a straight line, we can draw one and only one line parallel to the straight line.
So if we have a straight line XY and a point A outside the straight line, how many parallel lines can we draw to XY passing through A? Passing through A, yes, we can draw one and only one parallel to XY. I want to ask Ali Nasiruddin.
Yes, miss.
Suppose يا علي ناصر الدين we have a straight line xy but we do not have a point A. We only have a straight line xy. How many parallels can you draw to xy يا علي؟
We can draw one.
علي عندك انت xy حبيبي عندك xy بس ما عندك A. How many lines can you draw parallel to xy يا علي؟ حسن جرادي, how many lines parallel to xy can you draw?
Miss, can I?
Yes يا آدم.
Miss, many.
Many يا علي, we can draw, this is a line parallel to xy, 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 this is a line parallel to xy. So we can draw to any straight line many parallels يا علي, many parallels. But passing through a point, we can draw only one parallel.
Only one.
This is the rule. Now, Carlo, please read property number 2. Yes, Carlo. Carlo. Ali Khalife. Ali Khalife, are you here? Do you hear me?
Yes.
علي هيدا أنت؟
Amen.
Okay, علي صوتك يا علي. Raise your voice and read the property number 2. If.
Okay. If two straight lines are parallel, then every straight line parallel to one of them is parallel to the other.
Okay, so if we have any two straight lines parallel to each others, for example, D1 is parallel to D2. If I draw a line D parallel to D2, also line D will be parallel to D1. So D1, D2, D are all parallel to each others. This is the property that Ali read. Yes, yeah, Zainab Bustani. Zainab Bustani. Hello.
Miss, can I?
Maya. Maya.
Yes, Miss.
Please read the property number 3, Maya. Maya.
Okay, but Miss, my internet.
Miss
Okay.
me, Leah.
Miss,
Don't
can you
worry,
hear-
Maya. Don't worry. Don't worry. Read.
Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Read, Maya. I hear you. Yes.
If
Okay.
two lines are parallel, then every straight line cutting one of them cuts the other.
Thank you, Maya. So if D1 is parallel to D2, these two red lines are parallel to each others. If D cuts D1, then if I complete drawing D, it will also cut D2 at a point. Thank you, Maya. Now I move to Zahra Jaber. Yes, ya Zahra Jaber. Zahra Jaber.
Yes, Miss.
Please read the definition of perpendicular lines, Zahra.
Okay, definition of perpendicular lines. Lines that intersect to form a right angle.
So two lines intersecting and forming a right angle in between are called perpendicular lines. Thank you, Zahra. Now we move to the properties of perpendicular lines. Noura. Noura. Sari.
Yes, Miss.
Read the property number 1.
Okay, from a point, we can draw one and only one perpendicular to a straight line.
So, Sari, if we have a straight line XY and a point A, passing through A, how many perpendiculars can we draw to XY, Sari?
One.
Okay, suppose, Sari, you have a straight line XY, any straight line XY. This is a straight line XY. Can you tell me, Sari, how many perpendiculars can we draw to XY?
Many.
Many, yes. So to a straight line, we can draw many perpendiculars from upwards or from downwards. But passing through a point, as Sari read, we can draw one and only one perpendicular. Keep this in mind. Thank you, Sari. We move now to Taline. Yes, Taline, property number 2. Taline.
Yes, miss.
Property
Yes.
number 2.
Two straight lines perpendicular to the third are parallel.
So if we have a straight line XY, D1 is perpendicular to XY and D2 is perpendicular to XY. What can we say about D1 and D2? D1 and D2 will be parallel to each other. Why? Since they are perpendicular to the same line XY. Yes, Yajud, read this note here. To draw.
To draw, never forget, to draw a perpendicular line, use the set square.
So always, Jude, whenever you want to draw a perpendicular line, we should draw the perpendicular using the ruler, which is the set square that I talked about before. Thank you, Jude. Now we move to property number 3. I want, please, حسين صار لنا زمان سمعناش صوتك يا حسين. Property number 3, حسين, please read. حسين?
Miss, can I?
Who's this can I?
Miss Dalala said.
Who? Who are you?
Dalal.
Dalal. Read the property number 3, ya Dalal. If 2.
If two straight lines are parallel, every perpendicular to one of them is also perpendicular to the other.
Yes. What do we mean by this? If we have D1 parallel to D2, if I draw a line D perpendicular to D1 and I continue drawing D, it will also be perpendicular to D2. Then D is perpendicular to D1 and D will be perpendicular to D2. Thank you, Dalal. Now we move to the very important part of our lesson, which talks about يمين 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 يمين. Yes, ya Huda. Huda.
Yes, miss.
Please, Huda, raise your voice and read. Given.
Given the following figure, XY is parallel to UV.
So straight line XY is parallel to straight line UV. Yes.
ZT cuts XY and ZT cuts UV.
This is a property, Huda, if you still remember. We said if we have two parallel straight lines, any line cutting one of them will also cut the other. So ZT cuts both lines XY and UV. Because ZT cuts both lines XY and UV, continue, Huda, then ZT.
Then ZT is called a transversal.
So we call ZT, we call it a transversal since it is cutting two parallel lines. Continue.
When a transversal cuts two parallel lines, different angles are formed.
Okay, listen to me carefully, please. Suppose you have this line is parallel to this line. We have two parallel straight lines. I want to ask you something. Do you see between these two parallel lines any angles? Do you see any angles now, guys?
No.
Are there any angles between these parallel lines?
No.
But when we draw a transversal cutting the parallel lines now, do you see angles now?
Yeah.
Now we have angles. So when do we get angles in parallel lines? We get angles when a transversal cuts the parallel lines. We get how many angles? Who can tell me how many angles do we get?
8.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 angles between parallel straight lines and a transversal. Carlo?
Yes.
Can you tell me, Carlo, what do we call the angles 1 and 2, 7 and 8? What are these angles called? Read, Carlo,
Exterior
here.
angles.
Read it, please. Angles.
Angles 1, 2, and 7 are called
Yes.
exterior angles.
What do we mean, Carlo, by exterior angles? Do you know? What does the word exterior means? Do you know, Carlo, or I tell
That
you?
it's outside.
Yes.
Outside.
Yes, it is. These angles are outside the parallel lines. 1 and 2 are outside. 7 and 8 are outside. Please, I want Larissa. Yes, Larissa. Thank you, Carlo. Larissa?
Yes, miss.
What do we call the angles 3, 4, 5, and 6? Read, please. Read, Larissa. Angles, the second
Angles
line.
3, 4, 5, and 6 are called interior angles.
They are called interior. The word interior means what? What, please? What does the word interior means, ya Larissa? Larissa? Exterior means outside. Interior means what? Who can tell Larissa? Yes, Larissa. Interior means?
Miss, can I tell her?
Yes.
Inside.
Inside. Interior means, ya Larissa, inside. If you look at angle 3, 4, 5, and 6, they are between the parallel lines or inside the parallel lines. So we call them interior angles, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Larissa. Now I move to, I want a boy. Now I move to Adnan. Yes, ya Adnan.
Yes, miss.
Now we will talk about interior alternate angles. So Adnan, we should always keep in mind when we talk about alternate angles, they are interior or exterior.
They are interior.
So to find the alternate angles, we look in between the parallel lines, right?
Yes.
We can see something very clear, which is if this is the transversal, and an alternate angle will be to the left upside, the other will be to the right downside. So angle 1 and angle 2 are called what, ya Adnan?
Vertically opposite angles.
Adnan! No, angle 1 and angle 2. طلع فيهم منيح.
They are interior alternate.
Yes, interior alternate angles. Also, angle 3 and angle 4 are called what?
Interior.
Interior alternate. Do you know, Adnan, how are the interior alternate angles? They are what? They are?
They are equal.
They are equal. So the measure of angle 1 is the same as the measure of angle 2. The measure of angle 3 is the same as the measure of angle 4. So any two interior alternate angles are equal. They have the same measure. if you look at this figure here, this is angle 75 degrees. The one down, which is alternate with it, is also 75 degrees. This angle
Yes.
is 105 degrees. The interior alternate with it is also 105 degrees. I want to ask you, Adnan, do you know what does the angle 75 with the angle 105 form? These pair which are beside each others, what do they form, Adnan? A pair of what?
Supplementary angles.
Bravo, supplementary. Since they form a straight line, then these pair together are called supplementary angles. Keep in mind, any two angles forming a straight line are called supplementary angles. Thank you, Adnan. Now I move now to Laris. Yes, yeah, Laris.
Yes.
The second kind of pairs between the parallel lines are called corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are formed also between the parallel lines. But if you can see, Laris, one is exterior, the other is what? This angle here, the blue angle, is exterior. What can you say about the second blue angle? Is it exterior or interior, ya Laris? Laris, اختفيتي؟ Laris. Hello. No, Laris. Michael? Michael?
Yes, miss.
Michael, look at this blue angle. It is exterior, right?
Yes.
The angle here is exterior or interior, this angle here?
Interior.
So, what do we call this pair of angles? One is exterior, the other is interior. What do we call them?
Corresponding angles.
Bravo, they are corresponding angles. And if you can see, they are both on the same side of the transversal. Both of the blue angles are below the transversal. So these two angles, as Michael said, are called corresponding angles. Thank you, Michael. I move now to Zahra Dia. Yes, ya Zahra Dia. Zahra.
Miss, I have a question.
Who's talking?
Sari, I have a question.
Yes, Sari. What's your question?
XAT and UBA, how are they, what's called?
Please repeat the angles XAT and
UBA.
yes, XAT, this angle here, and UBA. This is an exterior angle, the other is an interior angle. They are both on the same side of the transversal. They are both above the transversal. So what do we call this pair, Sari? You tell me. Corresponding.
Corresponding angles, right?
Yeah, this is again, Sari.
Okay.
Angle XAT is exterior, right?
Yeah.
Angle UBA is interior.
Yeah.
They are both above the transversal, so they are called corresponding angles. They have the same measures. So this angle here is equal to this angle here, okay?
Okay.
Also, Sari, you have this angle. YAB is interior and VBZ is exterior. So this angle and this angle are also corresponding angles, okay?
Okay.
مش الحال؟ Okay, now I want to talk. مين كنت عم أقول أنا؟ حسن جرادي. حسونة.
Yes.
كيفك يا حسن؟ منيح؟
تمام.
Okay, Hassan, if I asked you about angle UBZ, this angle here, and angle ABV, this angle and this angle, how are these two angles, ya Hassan?
vertically opposite.
Bravo, they are vertically opposite angles and they are equal, right?
Yes.
Thank you, ya Hassan. I want to ask Hala. Yes, Hala?
Yes.
انتي حلا ولا هالة؟
حلا.
Hala, okay. Hala, if I asked you about the two angles, XAB, this angle here, and BAY, this angle and the angle beside it, what are these pair of angles, ya Hala? طلع يا حلا ليكي ما اسهلها. هيدي الانجل اكس اي بي، شايف الماوس وين حطيتها انا على الشاشه؟
Yes.
هيدي الاكس اي بي حدها في بي اي واي، لانه اثنيناتهم بيعملوا straight line يا حلا. they form a straight line so they are supplementary angles. حيلا اثنين angles مع بعضهم بيعملوا لي straight line، اسمهم يا حلا بيكون supplementary angles. اوكي؟
Okay.
Thank you يا حلا. Now I move to ريم. Yes يا ريم.
Yes.
ريم، إذا جيت قلت لك سمي لي أنت من عندك حيلا اثنين interior alternate angles، يلا سمي لي. alternate يعني ما نطلع جوات البارallel lines، مش هيك قلنا نحن؟
Yes.
سمي لي أنت حيلا اثنين name two interior alternate angles ريم. حيلا اثنين any two alternate.
XAB
إيه؟
and ABV.
Bravo, XAB, this angle, and ABV, this angle are alternate angles. Bravo يا ريم, bravo. Now I move to مين بعدني ما سألتش؟ لين شيباني. لين شيباني. آدم أرعوني. آدم.
Yes.
فيك
Yes,
تسمي
miss.
لي can you name يا آدم any two corresponding angles from the figure? Any two corresponding.
XAT and UBA.
Bravo. XAT and UBA are corresponding angles. Thank you, yeah, Adam. Okay, as I said last time, this figure summarizes all our lesson. Please always keep this figure in front of you while solving any question related to parallel lines, corresponding and alternate. Do it on draft in front of you and it will help you so much because it shows, yes?
I was just asking if you received the worksheet from me.
Yesterday? Yes.
Yes.
We
Yes.
will solve it tomorrow, yes. So this figure summarizes all about vertically opposite angles, supplementary angles, alternate angles, corresponding angles. Please keep it in mind. And we solved this exercise. I want you today, please, guys, to study the definitions, solve the worksheet, all the worksheet, not half, not 2 questions, not 3 questions. It's a very easy worksheet. It has many questions in it. I think they are 8 questions, but they are not hard questions. Please solve them for tomorrow because tomorrow I will be asking you everything how to solve in the worksheet. Okay? So after I have done all the lecture, we are done with this lecture finally. Who has any question about the lecture he can ask or she can ask me now? Any question, guys? Don't tell me we have no questions as you did in the lesson congruent triangles. Until now, most of you still do not know how to write the starting sentence and the ending sentence, guys. Any questions? Yes, Jude.
The corresponding angles always come above the transversal, right?
No. Look here at the drawing, at this figure, Jude. This red line is the transversal, right?
Yes.
Okay, look at this small angle here. This small angle, I call it a small. This small angle is exterior, right, Jude?
Yes.
To find its corresponding angle, this is below the transversal. I look interior, also below the transversal. So the small and the small are corresponding.
Okay.
Okay, if this is the transversal, look here at the big angle. This is exterior, right?
Yes.
I look above the transversal. This big angle is interior, so the big and the big are corresponding. The small here interior with the small exterior, they are corresponding. The big interior with the big exterior, both are corresponding. Always corresponding angles. One is interior, the other is exterior. They are at the same side of the transversal. Either they are both below the transversal or above the transversal, okay?
Okay. Now I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Who has another question? Who has any other question about this lecture, guys? Any question?
No.
Okay, so if you don't have any question to ask, our lecture is done today. Thank you all for joining, guys. Thank you.
Bye, Miss.
Bye,
Miss.
Miss. Bye,
Bye,
Miss.